Alrighty, we're looking at putting together a woods bag. Now, some people would say, oh, it's a bug out bag, it's a get home bag, it's this, it's that. Well, what I'm putting together gives me some tools and some options to go out in the woods and enjoy myself. To be at full disclosure, I almost always have my case trapper and my Fieldmaster Swiss Army knife in my pockets. I almost always have a regular disposable lighter in my pocket. Bandana or handkerchief in my back pocket. There's a lot of uses for that, from filtering water to using it to make char material. I just like having them around. They're good for wiping your face. And an appropriate firearm. This is my Glock Model 45. It's the full-size frame with the shorter barrel. I've come to really like these in the last couple of years. I like them so much I have two of them. Spare ammunition. Now this stuff is generally always going to be on me. The way I decide what I'm going to take is where I'm going to be going, what I'm going to be doing, who I'm going to be doing it with. Okay, maybe I have somebody with me who's not as skilled as a woodsman as I am. That means, guess what? I'm going to become a glorified babysitter. And be able to take care of their needs as well as mine. First thing I've got, just a plain plastic canteen and a metal cup. That gives me the capacity to cook food, boil water, make it safe to drink. I like them with the handles on it instead of the one that comes under the bottom. It's just my preference. I also have just a spare squeeze type water bottle. The bag should be big enough to accommodate all your basic gear. But we also want to understand, this is not an emergency bag. This is not a bug out bag. This is just go into the woods and enjoy yourself bag. If you're going to be somewhere out of pocket. Okay. Could these things get you through an emergency? Yeah. Is it ideal? Maybe, maybe not. But we want a bag big enough, and this is just a little field line bag. I either got it from Walmart or Bass Pro. And it's big enough to hold all the gear I've got here, plus have some room if I decide I want to put my tackle box in here, a small one, or a collapsible fishing rod. Or if I'm hunting, I can put spare ammunition in there. A lot of times, I'm going to have a compass around my neck if I know I'm coming down to even around the camp. But I've got a second one in this bag. Okay. Just gives me another option. And if something happens, I slip up like I did today and didn't put a compass around my neck, I've got one with me. Actually, truth be told, I've got 2 or 3 that live down here at the camp full time. And I've got 2 that stay in the truck full time. We're not going to run short of compasses. For our fire kit, I always carry a couple of spare lighters. And these I like to put in a Ziploc bag because it helps keep water out of the way of them. Just a plain Jane Walmart Ferrocerium rod. Helps to get fire started. This little gem's something I put together. I've got cotton balls soaked in Vaseline in there. I've got it wrapped up with 1-inch Gorilla tape. And underneath this top layer, I've got probably 40 feet of just regular old bank line. So we have cordage covered. And this, again, is something I can throw in my pocket. Putting a compass around my neck, putting this in my pocket, putting the knife or the moldy tool on my belt. Well, that saves room in the pack. With that allows me to put more stuff in there that may help with whatever activity I'm going to be doing, be it a day hike, be it going fishing and having to hike into some place, hike out. If I'm going hunting, it may be out for an extended period of time or be away from the truck for an extended period of time. I like to keep this hand sanitizer. For the purposes of this and what I'm going to do, I like stuff that contains alcohol because it can help build a fire. Spare bandana. 2 is 1, 1 is none. Again, there are times when I might forget to throw one in my pocket. Well, I've got one in the bag. For a fixed blade knife, I've gotten extremely good use out of this Mora Bushcraft Black. I did upgrade to a leather sheath. I bought it off of Amazon. I just like leather. Some people like plastic. Are they both reasonably durable? Yeah. They both hold the knife? Yeah. So whatever your pleasure is. I usually have a small flashlight in my pocket, but I've also got a small flashlight and a headlamp in the bag. It has 3 functions, a high, low, and a flash. Use it for signaling. You can use it to see things at night. This one has a movable bezel so you can zoom in. This is just a Walmart moldy tool. It's not the $5 moldy tool that was the more expensive one, but it's still not terribly expensive when you compare it to Gerber's or Leatherman's. This gives me a pair of pliers. Extremely handy if I'm fishing. It also gives me a serrated knife edge, can opener, screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, little saw, and believe it or not, the saw actually works pretty good on all. 2 more flathead screwdrivers and a bottle opener and a regular knife blade. There isn't a folding knife in this kit. Number 1, because I've got 2 folding knives that stay in my pocket. Folding saw. This is just a Walmart saw. However, having used these for the last 5 or 6 years, they actually work pretty damn good. And you could one time could get them fairly cheap. They'll strike a ferrocerium rod. Another thing I tend to do, and this again is something that would pretty much immediately go in my pocket or in my wallet, piece of a credit card wrapped up in 1-inch duct tape. You can use duct tapes for a lot of things. The old saying used to be, if you can't duck it, fuck it. Okay, I've got 2 more hanks of bank line. It's a little bit lighter than the tarred bank line that's in that little medicine bottle, but we can use these for a lot of things. We can use them for first aid. We can use them to help erect a survival structure. We can Use it for fishing, whatever we need to use it for. Now we're about to get to the last part of stuff. I've got a emergency sleeping bag. This one I bought off of Amazon. It's been discontinued, but I bought 4 or 6 of them, and so it got thrown in the bag. This one also has a little carabiner and a whistle. Works pretty good. I've got another emergency blanket. And this can be used as a ground cloth. You can use it if you need it to make a shelter out of. But I've got something else for that. 5x7 tarp. Came from Walmart. Basic tarp. You can use this to make yourself a shelter, get out of the rain, get out of the elements. You're good to go. Last two. Well, almost last two. Tent stakes. I've got 4 of them. They're wrapped up in duct tape. I used a lot of duct tape on this, so if I needed some extra duct tape, I've got it. And paracord. Again, came from Walmart. You can use it for making a ridge line. You can use it for a lot of things. Thing I almost overlooked, this is a little first aid kit I put together. There's Band-Aids in it, stuff to clean wounds. You've got some bigger bandages in here, roll of medical tape, some skin relief stuff, triple antibiotic ointment, a couple of packs of Aleve, Tylenol, and Advil. And got a little bag with snacks in it. Got a couple of the tuna fish cans. Actually, one of them's tuna fish salad, one of them's chicken salad. Some peanut butter and cheese crackers. A couple of drink mixes. That way you're not drinking plain water. You get a little variety, and a couple of oats and honey bars. Is this setup enough to sustain you for a few days? Yeah, sure is. Can it take inconvenient camping and make it better? Absolutely. Can it take just a regular walk in the woods and make it better? Yeah. Again, when you're putting together your kit, you don't want to make it so big and heavy that it's a burden to carry, because that means what you're outside doing is not nearly as much fun. You want to make sure your kit's light and compact. That way it doesn't burden you carrying it around. And you want to make sure that it meets all your needs. Hope this has given y'all some insight and some food for thought. Later on.